Ladies and gentlemen, I want you to yell like fucking maniacs for Tina Gottl!
It's all nonsense. Or sense of not. She knows how to use them.
Thank you. That was a great introduction. Very happy to be here. No, that was...
And we're happy for you.
I'm going to start off tonight with a piece that is in my book. This is called Time. Time and the march of army boots and metal chairs and the midnight howl of a panther train. Time and the Sea Lord calling back the herds and the seventh breaking of the hardwood stair. Time and a white coat, cigarettes and coffee. Time and the refrigerated cellular automotive facsimile liquid crystal satellite malfunction. Time and the lack of confidence reflected in faded cathedral glass. Time and aluminum eagle wings and the painted skydivers and the telescoping highways. Time and a minted peace and a pine cone rustle and a chipmunk's soul. Time because everybody's written a poem about heartbreak in an empty hotel room. Time and the concrete lions and the telephone poles and the copper saxophone strings. Time and the burning pages, the empty bottles, the distorted static music. Time and the black keys, white keys, gray keys, colored keys, computer keys, car keys, house keys, major keys, minor keys. Time and the red ink and the black water. Time through a glass around your neck, under your feet and in your pockets. Time and a house without ceilings, a front lawn full of hands, and a basement full of feet and folded prayers. Time and a red paper kite hunting through the starshine. Thank you. I am very happy about the disco ball. I think that's awesome. You don't get to do poetry under a disco ball very often. So.
We are the Lit Cafe.
So this next piece is actually the poem from which the title of the book came, and my editors reminded me that I originally didn't want this one in the book, but it's kind of grown on me over time, and it's the closest thing I probably have to a love poem, which is why I don't like it. Didn't like it at first because I don't write love poetry and stuff like that. But. So this is Story. I have a friend who paints grandiose equine landscapes on the backs of old tea bags, persistently scented with black and green, blueberry and chamomile. He constructed seaweed and hobos in toothpick collages. And she followed him with paper bags, collecting the ashen, glittery nightness shaken from his hair and shoes. They were in love. And on the road, though, riding on a glory blue Ferris wheel, chasing the police and wading through public school swamps and corporate playgrounds, past a trailer filled with platinum cars, claiming the ground under a purple tent. The stuff of novels and Americana. Clean pages, crisp fonts, plenty of smiling color photos. She almost died. A red line, writing names in the dark, embracing an antique copper lamp shaped like the woman at the well. So he braced himself in the frame, trying to stretch the window. It isn't big enough, he said. The sunlight will never fit, he said. The autumn green, he said, would be nicked and chipped, trying to fit through that tiny little pane. So with elbows and knees at the corners, he's trying to stretch the window. This next piece is called The Nomads. Once, every year, the nomads file into my warehouse with eyes of the hunted, eyes of prey. They're stapled to every last bit of love they own, and they come to barter, globes and crystal salt shakers and faded names printed on cinder blocks. A market of objects crowded with the magic and love of distance and travel. These are the kings and dukes, the noble folk and the aristocrats who dropped pinpricks and tear stains across wood and strings and brass, sitting in circles, eating bread and drinking exotic teas brewed of scalding water and lilacs. They whisper, afraid of the eavesdropping echoes, rocking their teacups full of misconceptions. They shake hands, exchange incantations, cast prayers like moths and arrows across blended steel curls and black ribbons and golden barbs. Here, there are no secrets, no knowledge of plastics or circuitry, just the ageless wonder at fruit veins or insect wings and the alchemy one can access with bare-soled feet pressed into the dewy grass. I'm going to do a couple of new pieces for you guys.
Yes.
Brand new stuff that hasn't been out yet. This verse is called Wandering Home. They don't believe me when I tell them that I can read and write. They don't believe that there is nothing that I cannot do. So instead, I'm stuffing kitchen drawers full of old calendar pages until I look up and say, God, it's Thursday and I don't remember the last 4 days. I think I've been digging tiny skeletons from the basement plaster, the golden frames of little dead things who started speaking about freedom among creatures of lace and velvet, drinking wine and sleeping on beds of lilac petals. I followed them, crawling inside glass domes, warping microscope lenses until they secured their tails around the nearest thing that looked like love, and flew away. They flew away and left me, tied into a leather boat cutting between Taurus and the sisters Pleiades. They left me, a falling footnote peeled from an epic dream, wiping my paws along the railroad tracks and hibernating, crazy like a sunset. Hooded grace woke me, watching a blue jay scratching Nordic runes and saffron from the soil, inking gold borders along parchment with an emerald pen. Then it began. The flood began. Red fish cupped between clay hands, whole and unshelled walnuts pinging the ceramic roof tiles, reciting name and verse to fill the beaches and erode the riverbeds. My friends and I lived on the border, building narrow shacks out of narrow words and narrow songs. Steeplechasers and fox hunters froze in stained glass murals, and we just laughed. Biblically, we laughed. While Noah tried to recollect the giraffes and three-toed sloths and green caiman lizards, we tiptoed behind Roman numerals through the Schwarzwald, playing our half-melted wooden harmonicas, reeds all akimbo, and like apples rolling downhill, we sported triumphant, our iron-on decals declaring, homeward bound, we are on our way home.
In here.
Thank you, Steve. This next piece, I want to lighten things up a little now. I've been doing some heavier stuff. This is my angry poem. I used to work in an office, and I wrote this one Monday morning. And Monday mornings are never fun in an office. Romeo discerned with a swampy eye. It's the nunnery for you, my dear. No surgical alterations or cupboards full of plastic knives. Yea, it's the nunnery for you, my dear. So I punched him in the front teeth. You soggy excuse for a used tea bag, I retorted with salt rocks and chlorine. You couldn't hear hyenas gnawing at your boxer shorts, or notice the black flies camping out in your nostrils, building tiny bonfires, roasting marshmallows. Can't you smell the marshmallows? Hopeless, hopeless. There's some news from the cookie jar, Mr. 5 to 9 solitaire online remote potato salad dogs with a twist of, hey, that's my change and a swollen fourth toe. Why don't you just run that sugary little tuxedo through the riding mower before I loose the coffee grounds and parakeets to have their way with your polyester shiny Oxfords on your way down the alfalfa chute?
Oh, yes, Ross. Let's cut it out, man.
Hey.
Thank you. So I have a poem called Confessions, and it's all about how I'm not a girly girl and I don't like to wear dresses or pink or anything like that or makeup. And so that's Confessions. And then I wrote another poem that's kind of about me at the same time, and I couldn't come up with a title, so I got lazy and just called it Confessions Part 2. So this is Part 2. This is another new piece that I like a lot. I am homeless. Homeless within the purple parties, the dotted lines between Democrats, right-wingers flying counterclockwise call me hippie, and the ones flying clockwise call me what? Picking at the indecipherable demarcation of God, man, and love. I am crazier than you know. I am blocking out big chunky sections of life, sliced and neatly fit into cardboard boxes, clean corners of packing tape, church in one box, money in another, red, blue, purple, green, orange politics in another. Scratch that. Red in one, blue in another. Otherwise they're gonna fight. Shoes over here, sweaters over there, the jewelry that I've never worn. I'll keep that box right here. I am not ready for this. I am never going to be ready. I am wandering home at 2 a.m. with my feet still 15 miles behind, and the clock says that the 6:15 alarm rings earlier than you think. I am tired. I am the fusion of everything I do not know or understand. I am not hip-hop enough for the streets, and I don't have enough letters after my name for the scholars, and I am worried that even I don't understand what I do. I am woman, I am poet, I am fluid, I am light, I am trying to hold in my synapses, firing like gospel music and cracking lead paint across the side of a conversion van, blaring teddy bear anthems in 7 different pieces, refracted and sanded down, crushed between the floorboards, now twisted around the 2 a.m. steering wheel, trying to take me somewhere other than home, to home. I am looking for a place without anyone yelling from the back to get off my stage. I am still waiting for the right man to come and tell me that he likes me as I am, who I can. I am watching paisley flowers drip and stain a girl's right shoulder, and I see faces consulting dictionaries, reading the code and book, translating the call of the blackbird of Revelation. I am rolling red drops of night in my mouth, deep and liquid, peeling across my tongue, peeling like the church bells pinched between my ribs, hammer at the ready, and the ironsmith with a laugh and a smile on his face. I am wolf and lion, tiger, dove. I am human. I am love. I am still seeking my truth. I am alive. One more short one.
Hell yeah, you made it.
Right. This is another piece that is in the book, which I have available for $12. Normal price is $15 on the cover, $12.
Woo, such a deal! Only at the Lit Cafe.
Only at the Lit Cafe.
This one right here? Yeah, this one, guys, everybody.
Ooh, it's pretty too.
Yeah, come on, guys.
Okay.
Just like the
You
office.
pay that much for beer in one night.
Okay, so this is Indigo Freight Train. Listen to the howl of the June bug sock hop calling down the sparrows from their limousine stare. Somewhere in the cemetery, bulldog freight trains are crushing every adolescent ego in the way. Purple ladies rocking in their back porch gasoline, shooting at the kingfisher perforated clouds, baking paper brownies in a supernova microwave, sipping at their dragon's blood and kicking over kings. Indigo, indigo, weeping for the bluesmen. Indigo, indigo, melting paper dolls, knocking at the front door, lions on the telephone, angels in the parlor chairs who wait to tell you lies, duplicating underground wolf pack whirlpools and climbing out the black and yellow sunshine glass. Maybe in the morning under seagull storm break. Maybe in the morning after shedding mountain skin. Maybe in the morning when the bullfrog choir sings. Maybe in the morning. Maybe in the morning. Maybe in the morning at the sanctuary door.